guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Motiana for those of you who do not know. So in case you also don't know, I am a leasing agent and I've been in this position for a month now, but because I show pieces of my day throughout social media, I do get a little bit of questions here and there asking like, hey, how do I get into the leasing office? A lot of them are not responding to me. Why are your qualifications so high, and etc, etc. So I'm just gonna go over those two frequently asked questions, and then we're going to get into the pros and cons of being a leasing agent. So without further ado, keep on watching. Okay, so first and foremost, a lot of people ask why are the qualifications so high. So usually we ask for a 680 credit score, and we ask for you to make 40 times the rent. Now we ask for that 680 credit score because on average people are looking for a 650 credit score. So we are a leasing agency and not the property management company. We are the matchmakers in between the two, between the tenant and the property management. So we're the middle. We're the leasing agency. We match those two together. So if we bring an applicant with that 680 credit score, property management companies are more likely to accept someone with a higher credit score, which is the 680 instead of the 650, because your credit score reflects on how well you make payments. So if you have a higher possibility of making better payments on time, they're more likely going to choose them over you. When it comes to that 40x, which means like 40 times the rent annually, say the rent is $1,000, you at least have to make $40,000 a year. That's where the 40x comes in annually. This is just one of those known formulas that your rent should be your annual income divided by 40. And it's just very important because it makes sure that you can cover every other bill and also have enough money to pay rent. Excuse the dog in the background. He is so rude. He's been barking for like the past 30 minutes. Next. So now if a tenant doesn't qualify, we usually ask them to get a guarantor / a co-signer. This person will be legally responsible for the tenant in case anything happens. So this person will have to be in the United States to have a social security number tying them legally, because like I said, this is a legal binding document, right? Legally tying them. A lot of people keep asking me why they need to be in the United States, because it's a legal binding document. I have to keep repeating that multiple times. And if they are out of the country, we can't track them down. So God forbid something happens and you stop paying your rent, that person is liable for you legally. Which is why we make sure that if you're using a co-signer or a guarantor, we ask, does your guarantor know that you're using them? And we also make sure that it gets notarized to make sure there's a third party who's unbiased there, and also the guarantor and the tenant signing in front of that notary. So they're gonna know if you're using them, just in case you try to be sneaky and get an apartment with your mama's credit score. And so for the guarantor / co-signers requirements, it's a little bit higher. We do ask for that 700 plus credit score, and we want to make sure they make 80 times the rent annually. This just ensures, because like I said, to take care of your bills and your rent, you need to make 40 times. So if you're using someone as a guarantor and they're going to be legally responsible in case you default on any payment or anything like that, they want to make sure it's 80 times the rent so they can take care of their bills and their mortgage or rent, and also take care of your bills and your rent as well. So that's also very, very important. And it also makes your application really stronger, because a lot of people who are usually students or a lot of people that come out from another country, we ask them if they have anyone within the United States that they can use as a guarantor in case anything. So now to answer like how to get a job in leasing, I could only answer from experience. I haven't been in this field forever to sound like an expert or to give advice. I can only give advice on what I did. I've applied every single day for a month straight religiously. I said affirmations. I was speaking out to the universe. You would have thought I was crazy, but like I was putting it out there to the universe that I need this job in real estate because real estate is my passion and there's nothing else that I can turn to, honestly. Like this is what it has to be and there's no other way around it. So I needed to get my foot in the door in real estate, period. Like it was just nothing else it could be. Like I was gonna get in there regardless, some way, somehow. I was gonna figure it out, but I was gonna get my foot in the door. Trust and believe. Trust and believe I was. And I was lucky to get this opportunity. Now, when people ask me why nobody responding to me, you also have to be mindful that it's fall, about to be winter. So the holidays are coming up. That's money spending holidays. Thanksgiving is a money spending holiday. Christmas, money spending holidays. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how much kids you have. So you're not really looking to move around the holidays. So if people are looking to move, they need to move like for real, or they just wouldn't be bored and shopping around for places, honestly. But like it becomes slow, but the people you get are like serious, or like they're having a kid and they need to move, because I have a lot of clients who are pregnant and they're like, yo, me and my girl need a space, like we're having a child, we need to move out ASAP. Or have a lot of people, you know, kind of trickling in, coming in for school, who also trying to get an apartment close to the campus or university they're attending. Pretty much, like, nobody's really gonna be hiring, you know, kind of like around this time, because like I said, it gets pretty slow and a lot of people aren't really looking to move. So what I tell people is to hone your skills, see if you can intern, if you have another job, see if you can intern like part-time for free under a property manager or a leasing agent or a regular real estate agent, and just see if you can get those skills in, so when springtime comes around, you're ready to rock and roll. You have that experience, that skill set, and that knowledge that you can use to your advantage over other agents who start in the spring with no clue what the fuck is happening. So that's just kind of like one of my best advices. But like I said, that's just something I would do if I didn't get this opportunity now. I would have just worked my ass off, found an intern under somebody, and found like just like another part-time job somewhere, and just kind of, you know, like get some money but also get some knowledge at the same time. Now let's get into the pros and the cons of being a leasing agent. So first and foremost, I say one of the pros that I love is that I own my time, and I love that. It was just annoying. Like, I just hated any other job before, because it's just like I felt like I had no time for her, and I don't like that. You know, like as a mother, as a parent, I need to be here, but I also need to be making money. So I just love the fact that I own my time. I only have to be in the office 3 days out of the 7 days of the week, which is really dope, and I just work at home the rest of the week, and I really love that because I own my time. It's extremely flexible. You know, I choose 3 days, but if those 3 days doesn't work, I can come in another day. So that's just really dope, and I really love that. So if you do this, a lot of people who are leasing agents also go to school. You can have another job part-time, whatever the hell you want to do. You can travel, and people are just gonna be like, well, bring us back a souvenir or just make sure your clients are taken care of before you leave, or if you have any appointments, make sure you have another agent run that appointment for you, and you could just split it 50-50, so you're getting paid while you're away, which is also awesome as well. Yeah, so just just having time is good. It's good to own your time. It's good to step back when you want to, step in when you want to. It just feels really good to, you know, it just feels really good. Secondly, there is no cap or no limit on how much you can make. You can make $1 million a week, $2 million a week, $10,000 a week, $5,000. You can make however much you want to make as a real estate agent. I'm talking about as a real estate agent now. So if you're getting out of leasing and you work in a brokerage that does both rentals and homes as well, go ahead, make $10,000 a week. Go ahead, make $1 million a week. Go ahead, do whatever the hell you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no limits on how much you want to make, and that's good, because your efforts will determine, you know, how much money you make. And I just feel like that's also something I really love about real estate. You don't got to sit here and work 1,000 hours a week to get a $5,000 paycheck. You know what I'm saying? If you set yourself up right and work really hard, and you build those systems up, the money will start rolling in. Trust and believe it will. I think my third favorite pro is building that network, building up your network, building connections, building rapport with people, because if they want to move next year and they only stayed in that unit for this year, you just easily made a paycheck without doing anything, just because you were a great agent, you was respectful, and you really helped them out. And they can also refer you to other people who are also looking to move in New York City, to be exact. You know, you can also help people move just by them referring you. You also made an easy paycheck, so word of mouth goes a long way as well, which is also cool. Now for cons, we can go in the same order as pros. So for time, so when people usually have a lot of time on their hands, they usually waste it, usually end up watching Netflix for 5 hours without even noticing, and before you know it, your whole day's gone. You're like, I'm gonna call these people tomorrow, whatever, and you just wasted a whole day. You didn't do any lead generation, any follow-ups, nothing like that, and you basically just throw money down the drain if you're gonna sit here and watch your little $12 a month Netflix, depending on how much screens you got. Second con I can say is, yes, there is no cap or limit on how much you make, but you are on commission, so you do have to work in order to make money. Now, if you don't work, you don't make money because it's not hourly, it's commission. So you have to make a sale in order to get money and pay those bills. So usually what people say is save up to like 3 to 6 months of expenses when getting into real estate full time. This just ensures that it gives you enough time to pay your bills and stuff like that while you're kind of learning how to do things to get the ball rolling. But like I said, if you don't work, you don't get no money. It is straight commission. You don't get paid on how much time you work, but on your effort. So just make sure you know. You also have to learn how to save because like I said, we are not W-2 employees. We have a 1099 because we're independent contractors. So therefore, where you work doesn't take out taxes out of the money that you make. You have to save 20 to like 35% of each check you make to pay your taxes. Because if your ass don't pay your taxes, best believe you will be behind bars when tax time comes. And that happened to a lot of real estate agents that thought they was making a lot of money. And I'm like, damn, all this money rolling in, and they wasn't, you know, their accountant or CPA says, all right, boom, so you ready to pay taxes? And they're like, taxes? What's that? I thought it was taken out. No, you have a 1099, you're an independent contractor, you're responsible to take out and save for your own taxes. So just make sure you do that as well, or your ass will end up behind jail because Uncle Sam don't play no games, honey. And lastly, I guess the last con would be like sometimes it becomes a lot. It becomes sometimes overwhelming. It's days that you just interact with people so much that people drain your damn energy. And like I don't know, like I just don't like my energy being drained. So sometimes I have to take a step back, step away from my phone for a few hours and not respond to people, or a day sometimes if I'm like really fucking drained, like all my energy is drained, I have to take a step back and recharge and just come back the next day with full force power to make up for that day I took off. Because sometimes people need a recharge. Like I can't be happy all the damn time. Like shit, you know, you talking to people every day, trying to solve their problems every day, trying to get certain documentations every day. You're texting like 30,000 people every day. People don't read properly. When I specifically put qualifications before I put a description on the unit so people can read that, and they still don't, and they still hit me up. And at the end, even when trying to screen, they lie about credit scores and a bunch of other stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes you have to take time to kind of recharge. You have to know when to step back. If you gotta learn to meditate, do whatever you have to do, learn to do it. Exercise, whatever you want to do as kind of like just a release. I guess no health insurance and dental and stuff like that, because I know like a lot of people have that with their job or whatever. So I guess that's a con. I don't really care because I have that separate. But I know like a lot of people have it set up through their jobs, but I guess that's another con. But overall, I think it's a really fun job. Like I just love being around people overall. I'm such a social bug. I love networking, and real estate is my field. And like I said, I was going to get into it regardless. I don't know how. I was going to pick a way. I was going to choose a way anyway, possibly, and I'm going to be successful in that way. I'm not going to say what my next steps are, because y'all know if you move in silence, things happen to be better, and I don't need people bad eyeing my goals and stuff like that. But like I said, I know I'm gonna be successful in everything and anything that I do, and I'm speaking that shit into the universe. And I know if you have the passion for something, you'll bust your ass and get that shit done regardless, because at the end of the day, my goal is to not work forever, honey. I'm trying to be financially independent. I'm not working for the rest of my life. That's not happening. Right now, I am 21, right? And I'm giving the latest I am working is 35. So I got 14 years to get this shit together. Okay? So when I'm 35, my ass gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be still investing, doing whatever the hell I gotta do. But best believe I'm not working for no one. And that's period. That's on period. Like they say in Brooklyn, that's on period. Let me stop. But thank you for watching my videos. If you have any questions or concerns, do comment down below. Do not forget to like and subscribe. I love making videos like this. So if you want to see anything else, also put that down below. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.